All right, let's dive into a topic that for any Canadian small business is pretty much non-negotiable at this point: search engine optimization, or SEO. We're going to take this huge, kind of complicated subject and break it all down into a straightforward, actionable survival guide for 2026.
So let me just start by asking you a question. And I want you to be really honest with yourself. If a customer, right now, in your city, pulled out their phone and searched for what you do, would they find you? Or is your business basically invisible to the exact people who are trying to give you their money?
And here's the thing, this isn't just a hypothetical. The reality is, over 70%, that's 7 out of 10, of all web searches are now happening on a mobile device. Your customers are literally walking around with your potential storefront right there in their pockets. And if you're not on that screen, you might as well not even exist.
So that's the big challenge, right? Which brings us perfectly into our first section, the online challenge for 2026. Let's talk about why getting found online is no longer just a nice to have. It's become an absolute must for survival. I mean, this really lays out the modern battlefield. If you're in a city like Toronto or Vancouver, the local competition is just fierce. At the same time, you've got Google constantly tweaking its rules. But most importantly, your customers, they trust Google to find local solutions for them. The bottom line here? SEO isn't just another expense. It's a long-term investment that is often way more cost-effective than just throwing money at ads. Okay, so we get the why. Now let's get into the what. In our next section, we're going to decode your SEO strategy. We're going to break down the key parts without all that confusing technical jargon. Promise.
First things first, what even is SEO? Well, in the simplest terms, it's just the process of making your website show up more often when people search online for what you sell. That's it. It's about being the answer when your customer asks Google a question.
So the first pillar to understand is on-page SEO. The best way to think about this is like your digital storefront. It's everything a visitor sees on your actual website. Are your page titles clear? Is the content easy to read? And maybe most importantly, does it work well on a phone? It's all about making that great first impression. Next up, and this one is a game changer if you have a physical location or a service area: local SEO. This is how you show up in those near-me searches. It's literally about planting your flag on the digital map of your town so local customers can easily find you. And you know, this slide right here, it shows one of the simplest but most powerful parts of local SEO: consistency. We're talking about your NAP. That's your name, address, and phone number. Just look at the difference here. Tiny variations like street versus street can actually confuse search engines. Making sure this info is exactly the same everywhere it shows up online, that's a huge trust signal for Google. All right, pillar number 3 is all the behind-the-scenes stuff. It's called technical SEO. Think of this like the foundation, the plumbing, and the wiring of your website. Is it fast? Is it secure? Can Google's little robots easily figure out what your pages are about? A strong technical foundation just makes everything else work better. And that brings us to our fourth pillar: content and backlinks. This is how you really build authority and trust online. Great content proves you know your stuff by answering your customers' questions. And backlinks? Think of them as online word of mouth. When another good website links to yours, it's like a vote of confidence, telling Google that you're the real deal. Phew, okay, that's a lot of theory, I know. But theory is useless without action, right? So let's move into section 3 and make this real. It's time for your actionable game plan. A few simple steps you can start on, like today. So we're going to keep this super simple. Forget trying to do everything at once. We're talking about a 3-step kickstart. It's all about starting with the things that make the biggest impact: a health check, answering questions, and connecting with your community. Okay, step 1. Think of this like a checkup for your website. Use a free tool online to test its speed. Then actually pull up your site on your phone. Can you easily use it? And finally, do that NAP check we talked about. Google your own business and see if your name, address, and phone number are consistent everywhere. Step 2 is where you really start to build value. It's all about your content. But don't just write about your services. Write about your customers' problems. Seriously, think of the top 5 questions you get asked every single week and turn those answers into a blog post or an FAQ page. That's how you become a resource, not just a sales pitch. And finally, step 3. This is where you plant your flag in your local digital community. The single most important thing you can do here is claim and completely fill out your free Google business profile. It is so powerful. After that, look for some good Canadian business directories and get listed. It's all about showing up where local customers are looking.
Okay, so you've got a game plan to get started right now. But let's wrap this up by looking just a little bit down the road, because SEO isn't something you just set and forget. So in our final section, let's touch on what's coming next. You see, the way people search is changing, and it's changing fast. It used to be all about stuffing a bunch of clunky keywords onto a page. But the future, well, the future is all about natural, spoken conversation. People aren't typing pizza Toronto anymore. They're asking their phone, hey, what's the best pizza place near me that's open now?
And this is what that future is starting to look like. Right now, voice search is already massive. AI chatbots are becoming the norm for getting instant answers. And soon, people will be searching with their cameras, taking a picture of something to find out where to buy it. The big takeaway is that search is becoming more human, and our strategy has to match that. So it all comes back to that first question I asked. Right now, as we speak, in your city, potential customers are pulling out their phones and searching for exactly what you offer. The only question left is, will they find you?